Dímelo, pollo.
¿Qué tal?
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, bien, gracias a Dios. ¿Y tú qué onda?
Aquí andamos, hijo. Encerrados, no hay de otra.
Igual.
Sí. Estabas en Hermosillo, ¿no? Dijiste que fuiste.
En San Carlos, me vine para la playa.
Para la
Aquí vamos a
playita.
entrenar.
Está
Sí,
bien.
mojón.
Bueno, deja una introducción aquí leve. Hello, Grinders. We're back here at Grind Baseball TV. Now we have the privilege to have a big leaguer with Gerardo Reyes. He's a current pitcher for San Diego Padres. ¿Qué tal, seguidores? Ahora tenemos el privilegio de tener a nuestro paisano Gerardo Reyes de los Padres de San Diego. So, Gerardo Reyes, you're welcome here. Tell us, you were born in Ciudad Victoria, Mexico, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I
Tell us
was
about
there. It
Ciudad Victoria.
was a small town. It's
I
pretty
know,
small.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, my whole family was there, and I was just there for a couple of years, actually, maybe 4 years, and then I went to the States.
Okay. What part of
Yeah,
the States?
Hidalgo, Texas
Hidalgo,
is the
Texas.
valley. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was with Monterrey, we went to Victoria. We had a I guess preseason game there, and it's a small town, and it's an old
Mhm.
town too, right? Pretty old,
Kinda is between. Kind of
kind of.
old and yeah,
All right, so you went to Hidalgo, Texas. You played at Hidalgo High School, right?
right. A
Four
whole
years?
4 years there. 4 years in Hidalgo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You were I heard you were a little 130-pound second baseman that used to rake, and then out of a sudden you became a pitcher, right?
Breaking is not so much a thing for me. It was more of a play every position. It was either whatever they need me, I was gonna be there. Either outfield, infield, and actual pitching came in until my junior year in playoff. I believe it was more of a thing because I did my freshman year in JV.
Okay.
I was a pitcher in JV, but once I went to varsity. It was a position player into my junior year, senior year.
Ty France is saying, "¿Por qué tú tan feo?" Dice.
Él es el que está feo.
Is that right, Ty? ¿Tú estás feo? So after Hidalgo, you went to Galveston Junior College. You were recruited by Coach Silva, right?
I went to UT Brownsville first
Oh,
for
you
one
went to UT
semester.
Brownsfield? Okay.
Yeah, they were the first ones to give me a scholarship. But actually, after my first semester there, the manager told me that they were going to close it. They were going to close the baseball program. So I had to transfer to JUCO, and he talked to me about Galveston, and that's when I went there.
It was funny because we were gonna play together.
UT
Me,
Brownsville?
no, with
Oh, in
at
Galveston.
Galveston, yeah, at Galveston, me, Chuy, you, and then Arce. Remember Arce Santi? Well, you're pretty good
Mhm,
friends of him, and
mhm.
you know who said hi? Mike Barrientos. He was
Mike
at Galveston
Barrientos,
too.
yeah,
I was like, hey, say
yeah.
hi to me. So you went to Galveston. How's Galveston for you?
Well, it's a small town too. I didn't know anything about it or anything about the school either. So it was more like a show up and we'll see what happens. And that's how it was. Didn't know anyone and didn't know the coaches. It was more of I want to play ball.
Yeah, I remember when Silva came, he was like trying to convince. Well, I finished in Colorado because of him, but he was trying to convince us because he knew it was a small town. But it's like, yeah, we have a beach. We have a beach. It's like San Diego. So
Yeah, that was
like,
the first thing they told me about. They
yeah,
have a beach and it's beautiful.
yeah. So you were a starting pitcher and a closer, right?
I started as a closer first,
Okay.
and then one of the starting pitchers got hurt, and Silva gave me the chance to start that game. It was a 7 inning, they played two nines and 1 7. So he gave me the 7 inning, and it was perfect for me because I didn't have so much on me.
Okay. So how was JUCO? How was the JUCO route? It was a grind. It wasn't a grind for you. How you think it's the JUCO route? Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Well, I
It was
heard
it
you ate
was
a lot of pound cake. Is that right?
Yeah, that too. Well, it was difficult. It was difficult for me and my whole family too. I mean, it was a hard time back then, and it was just a long process. But I think we did good, and here we are now.
Exactly. So you're another example of JUCO, a JUCO route. My my program, we're like Mexican. Most of the kids are Mexican American kids, and we've been sending guys to Galveston, Trinidad, Arizona Western, Central Arizona, uh, Texas A&M, Kingsville, Corpus, like all those schools. Right? So, but that's one of the things that I tell the kids. The JUCO route is not bad. It's actually a good route for the kids that don't have a lot of money, financial aid, for whatever reason they don't have the grades or you name it. Chewy knows. Chewy knows
Yeah,
what we're doing and but that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you so you can tell the kids that you're another example of that JUCO route. That now you're a big leaguer. So
yeah.
after, go ahead.
Well, the whole thing about JUCO, I believe I'm talking about myself. Back in high school, I was not the best one. I was for sure not the best one from a team. So it was more of a, okay, I want to keep playing ball. So it was just moving from here to there and finding a way of just how to get better every day. And JUCO was the perfect thing. Everybody's trying to fight and prove themselves. So that was my whole point back then. I wanted to prove myself and show the guys that didn't want to give me a scholarship back then, the D1s, even in the Division Two. None of them told me like you're good enough to come over or even have the grades like you said, because I was not the best back then either. So it was like a one step that I had to take because, like I said, I was not the best one. So I worked every day just to prove myself and prove everybody else that I had the chance to play anywhere that I wanted.
Perfect. And look at him. You show that you made it. Vamos a decirle aquí, hola Leo Eras. El niño Eras. ¿Qué
El
fue?
niño
Eso es
era,
todo. Saludame a la
eres cliente
familia,
mío.
Leo. ¿Es cliente tuyo? ¿Qué
Sí,
fue?
ese
¿Qué fue, Leo?
ya lo
Dime.
tengo en la bolsa, es mío.
Well, yeah, so you went to Galveston. You prove everybody wrong. You didn't play your sophomore year. Tell us about that. You got hurt your sophomore year?
Yeah, so as you know, JUCO, we don't have many things. We don't have like strength
A lot of
coaches
trainers.
or yeah, a lot of trainers. So we were doing it, everything by ourselves. And I mean, back then you work everything without knowing what's right for you. And I was training as a position player and not really just looking as a pitcher in the gym. So I did a lot of stuff that was not right. Of course, my way of lifting weights was not perfect. So I was squatting. Can't remember how much weight I had, but I did something wrong and my lower back popped. So that was the injury I had for the whole year. So it made me lose the whole year, my sophomore year.
Yeah, I heard about that injury. Like I said, well, Chuy told me about it, and I heard that like you were the best pitcher of what Silva told. Because after that year, I was getting recruited by Silva again, but he told me that you got hurt and that I guess the team needed you so bad because you were the guy at that point. Uh,
Hmm.
so Galveston, second year finish. You didn't play your sophomore year. Uh, you
Hmm.
went to Mexico and did a tryout, right, for the Tampa Bay Rays.
The tryout, it was actually near McAllen, Texas.
Near McAllen,
Um,
Texas. So bad
yeah.
info, Chewy.
So yeah, so I missed my whole year, and the whole point is that I didn't get a red shirt for my second year, so I couldn't go back to JUCO. So I had to
So
find
you
a
were
4 year
you were
college. Yeah,
you were screwed, kind of screwed, right? Because you had your classes
yeah.
ready to transfer.
Not really. No, not. I didn't have classes to go to a 4 year. So I
Wow.
go back to Mexico, get fixed, work on a little bit of the gym and all this stuff. Nothing about baseball really. It was just learning to
You
walk again because pretty much I couldn't walk right. I was going to class bending over and then I couldn't do things right because of my
and what
back.
was the name of that injury?
To be honest, I don't remember. I just remember they hurt really bad on my lower back. And so I went back to Mexico, and I think it was almost a month before we had to go back to school when I went to try out, and it was a fun story. Yeah.
I was gonna say hi with I'm gonna say hi to Franco. Dímelo, Franco, ¿qué fue?
El Papa, ese está conmigo
Ándale.
en Tampa.
Sí, ya sé, ya sé. Entonces, también lo conocí ahí en Corpus. Ah, te digo que lo que es el destino, ¿no? O sea, te pone
Es,
gente que,
es muy
que
chiquito el mundo del béisbol.
sí, demasiado. Trapitos calientes en la espalda, dice mi sangre.
Con eso me lo vivía yo en el yugo cuando me lesioné, intentando arreglar todo.
So, you want to tell us your signing bonus or just keep it like that?
Oh yeah, I can tell you.
Go ahead. Yeah. So,
So
because
I got.
let me interrupt a little bit because a lot of kids here they think just by signing, oh, all right, I'm going to get $1 million or whatever, blah blah, and it's not like that. And we actually have a few guys playing minor leagues, and they come here and tell the guys that how it is. We have
Mhm.
the number 30th prospect in the international MLB pipeline. So we tell the kids, hey, like it's not easy. You're going to sign, but it doesn't mean that you're going to sign for a lot of money, and doesn't mean that you're going to have a lot of money to spend through your baseball career. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about your signing bonus.
All right. So I believe that you gotta know where you at. At that point that you're gonna get drafted, you gotta know what you have, and you gotta know yourself well. At that point, I wasn't the best. Of course, I didn't have numbers to show or anything. So when they told me they were gonna give me, it was gonna be $45,000, but it was gonna be only 15 cash. I mean, the sign and 30 for school to finish school.
Oh, it was 30 for, all right.
So yeah, 30 for school and 15 for me before taxes. And when they told me that, it didn't really matter to me because all I wanted it was a chance to play pro ball. Like I said, it was more of proving myself. It was not about the money back
Yeah,
then. So when they told me it was gonna be that money, I say, all right, I don't care.
let's
I
go.
yeah, let's go. I want to play. So they told me, okay, let's go. We're gonna sign you. And like I said, you gotta know what you have.
At,
So
at that point, you were at 92 to 93, right? Pitcher.
I show up to the tryout, and I think I hit 88 once.
Oh wow.
Cause I missed the whole year. I didn't throw a ball for 7 months.
Yeah, you were
So,
not I guess baseball ready to go from 0 to 100 and just
hmm
pump that on.
yeah,
Run.
I wasn't even ready to go play ball because the night before that's when I went back to the States, and a friend of mine told me about
The
the
tryout.
tryout that we had. And I said, I'm not even ready. I haven't thrown in 7 months, and I don't even have a glove or anything, not even a hat. So his dad actually told me it's just a little bit of baseball. Let's go. He'll lend
Let-
you like the glove or cleats or anything that you need. Let's go. So that was
Dude,
the
it
night
was
before the
it was
tryout because
meant to be.
yeah, because I didn't even know about the tryout. So he told me about it. We went. I think I hit 86 to 88 once. I threw only from 6 to 7 pitches from the mound. And he kind of remembered me because I throw kind of funny. So he remembered me and called me to the back of the mound. And he asked me about what I was the whole year in my sophomore year. And
How
I
old were
told him
you? 20? You were 19 or 20?
I was 19 at the point. Yeah, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, and he kind of remembered me, and they call me Pollito in the valley. So he asked and said, "Okay, where were you? We were looking for you for the draft, and we didn't see you pitch in the whole year." And I said, "I got hurt, so here I am. Like, I haven't thrown in 7 months, and I don't think I did really well." And he just told me how much time do I need to go back where I was, which was 92 to 94 as a starter back then.
In
And I
college.
just in college, yeah. And I told him a month because that was the whole time I had to go back to school to find a
Okay.
school actually because I didn't have any.
And
And
let me interrupt a little bit. You said that you didn't have the classes, so I guess your route was going to be NIA, right?
NIA, yeah,
Okay.
that was kind of my option back then. So that was my plan before going to this tryout. Find a school that they will give me a scholarship and let me play for a little longer, and we'll see if I can get drafted after that. But they show up and they told me that they give me a whole month, find a summer team, pitched there for a whole month, and actually hit back 93s and
Oh, wow.
92s. So that's when they told me, okay, you want to play for Tampa? I said yes.
So it took you a month and a half to get ready, get back in shape, baseball shape, or a little bit more?
Uh, I think I was ready in a month, but because
Okay.
I was doing exercises in the morning, baseball stuff in the afternoon, and gym at night
Oh,
from Monday to
okay.
Sunday. So it was more of a rush. It's not supposed to be like that, but it was my only chance, so I took it, and I did it like that. So it was from Monday to Sunday, every
Okay,
day.
perfect. Perfect. We're going to say hi to John Cintas. He's the pitching coach here in San Diego. Ahorita vamos a ir en español, gente, a los que pusieron en español. Chepe, 25, he played for Coach Silva too. He got recruited by Coach Silva. He's from Tijuana. He played with
Mm.
Jose, Chuy's brother,
Con el hermano, sí.
con el
Tyler.
hermano. So,
Tyler was my first baseman. One
Tyler
guy.
Sullivan.
Yes.
Okay. Y luego tenían un canadiense, ¿no? Que macaneaba, me dijeron. Tercera base.
Sí, un tercera base también.
Sí.
Ujú.
Sí, pues ese Chepe también fue reclutado. Esperamos que salga en el draft ahorita porque ya senior 92, 94. Me dijo, voy a estar activo ahí con el pollo para tener unas preguntas. Dice.
Va, pues.
So you signed with Tampa. It took you a month to get back in shape.
Ujú.
You threw 88. That 88, and then you went back to 92, 94. That's hard work right there. Going from 0 to 100 in less than a month. That's impressive. What's up, Jake? ¿Cómo anda? Tira duro, puro pedo, dice. And then, well, you got traded after 2 years after, right? You signed
1 year.
1 year
I
after. That
played
was
on
the Will
14.
Myers trade.
Yeah, that was on
Okay.
14, and on December of 14, got traded to San Diego.
Okay. And you got traded to San Diego. MLB debut 2019. Tell us about that.
It was a really long process.
Long process, right?
So, yeah, on 15, I got hurt from my shoulder, and I missed the whole 15. So I got surgery, slap repair, I think it's called. So yeah, it was a whole
It was a
8 month
shoulder or elbow?
shoulder.
Shoulder. Okay.
Yeah, it was 8 months. So I missed the whole year. Went back to 16. What did I do? So I asked the team to send me to the Dominican Republic because I wanted to
For the
train
rehab?
there. Yeah, I was done with rehab actually back then.
Okay.
So I
And
was done with
let me
rehab.
interrupt. 2015, you started playing Winter League, right? Or 16?
14. I made
14,
my
okay.
debut on 14. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I missed winter ball 2 on 15. Didn't play. On 16, I went to Dominican for a month and a half before spring training. So I wanted to be full ready to throw in spring training. And from there, did 15, went to Indiana for 2 months, and then I went to high A. I stayed in high A for 3 years, 3
Oh,
whole
wow.
seasons, pretty much. Yes. I couldn't figure out how to throw strikes. I was throwing hard, but not throwing strikes.
What's
So
hard for you? 95 plus?
I was back to 98 to 99.
Okay. So, and then you
And
were a little bit everywhere, right?
yes, at that point, I was throwing only 2 seamers. I didn't throw 4 seamers.
So
My
92,
whole
98, ¿qué más quieres?
Pues sí,
That's
pues,
all.
pero es bolas.
Hey,
Es
I
difícil.
know.
Es difícil.
And we're going to talk
Entonces,
about that right now, about mechanics and everything that you did for
mhm.
that. So you were, tell us about
I
that,
was
98?
yeah, 98. I was throwing hard, but everywhere, all over the plate. So it was not good. I mean, I was doing my work on high A, but it was not going to work in double A. Hitters are much better. They are more picky, so you got to find a way to throw over the plate. And so that's what they told me. That was the reason I didn't move up for 3 years. So coming into my 3rd year in high A.
Lee lo que puso Chuy ahí.
Oh, that's Juco, yes. It was a little easier. And so, yeah, coming into my 3rd year, I made my decision of I started throwing 4 seamers. I believe because the reason they signed me was because of my movement on my 2-seamer, and that's what I was doing my whole pro career, and I didn't want to change it. I wanted to figure out how to throw a strike with two seams. Only couldn't do it, so I decided to move to four seams. I talked to my manager and my pitching coach at the time in high A, Edwin Rodriguez. He's the AAA manager and Puerto Rico team.
Yeah.
So he just told me about it, and it was my decision pretty much, and I did it, and it was a pretty big change for me in my career.
I was gonna ask you that because you're more like a three-quarters guy. It was kind of hard for you to go with the four seam and stay on top of the ball the way that I'm not a pitcher, but of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard for you to stay on top of the baseball, throwing from an angle that it's not common in baseball.
Yeah, until this point is everything is staying on top of the ball. It's either for my four seam slider or my two seam that I still throw. Is everything on top of the ball. If I go under, it's gonna go everywhere. Still hard, but it doesn't have like a specific direction. So four seam is the whole different thing.
Okay, you made your MLB debut in 2019 against
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, right?
Against Arizona, yeah.
How was that?
Yes.
Your family was there? Your family flew from
On the
Texas,
first game,
or?
they couldn't make it. They couldn't make it for the first game because they told me around midnight the night before. So that's when I called my family, my agent, and
You were in El Paso, right?
we were near. Where were we? We were playing away. I wasn't in El Paso in AAA, but we were playing away. Can't remember where were we. So they called me at midnight, and I called my family. We tried to get a flight for them to make it to the first game. They made it until the end of the game. We got together in the parking spot. So they couldn't see me in my first game, but they did my second games because I pitched back to back.
You pitched back to back, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So they were there. They were there the first day, but at the end of the game and for the second game, they were there too. So it was good.
That's awesome. That's awesome, and congratulations, because it's not even a year, right, that you made your MLB debut, and I'm sure there was a hard and a long route for you to get there.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go to work ethic, mechanical, pitching routine, gym, rehab routine after pitching, and all that info. What did Pollo did from being the Pollo 88 to 92 to the 95 100? What's the difference?
The difference, my freshman year, my first semester in UT Brownsville, they gave me a scholarship as an outfielder and as a pitcher. Couldn't hit. So the manager told me, if you want to make it, you got to go to pitching
To the mound.
only. Yeah. So that was the point when I started doing a little bit more of a little bit of exercises as a pitcher. Never did before. Never did in high school. So that was something that jumped me from 88 to 91 to 93, touching 93s. That was one thing. And once I went pro, they gave me so much knowledge about exercises and what was right on the gym and what was wrong and what was going to help me. And that was another thing because they had so many different exercises for my arm in pro ball. That's what made me jump from 90s, 94, 93 to 98, 99 because I hit my first 98, 99 on my first spring training. It was actually extended because I didn't make it to for spring training my first year in 14. So in my first extended, that's when I hit 98 first time.
And
98, 99.
What type of exercises? It was more mobility, more core, legs?
Yeah, well,
or
I believe
care?
there's different exercises as a pitcher if you're a starter or a reliever.
Oh, really?
They ask you for different things. You gotta be explosive and be 100% as soon as you get into the game as a reliever. And as a starter, I believe there's a sequence when you pitch different innings. So I don't know about starters, but as a reliever, it's more being explosive. And for me, it was doing every single exercise they told me as an explosive exercise. It was more legs instead of upper body.
Okay.
And the other exercises is more of the trainers help you and they tell you what to do.
So explosive means don't lift a lot of weight, be a little bit less weight, and just do more explosive stuff at the gym. or just tell me about that routine because there's pitchers here that want to know, and like I said, I'm not a pitcher. Uh, we have Sabino Loaiza that comes every now and then to help us out, but we want to know a little bit more about that.
I believe everybody has a different way of lifting. If you're a guy that lifts a lot of weight, that's fine, but you gotta stretch even more.
Are you a
After
guy that
it,
lifts a lot,
I
a
don't,
lot of weight?
I
You don't?
don't, I
Okay.
don't. A lot of weight, no. I do a lot of repetitions. That's different. Like you can see, I'm not a big guy,
Yeah.
so I gotta find a way of creating the whole velocity thing. You gotta find rhythm and finding every single muscle to go the right way so you can send the ball uh, a high velocity as the other guys that are really either taller than me.
6'4",
Of
six
course,
five,
yeah,
6'6". Yeah,
yeah, I'm 5'10",
I
so
know. Well,
yeah, so it's not a good thing for me. So I gotta find a way to put everything together and be able to throw as hard as I can to the home plate. So for me, it's more about repetitions and do what's right for you. For me, it's either squatting, deadlift, or doing more pulling instead of pushing. That's for me.
okay.
I don't like doing anything about my chest. It's more about my back and my shoulders.
So you don't
And
know you don't
so,
do bench press, none of that. It's more core and
no,
down and back.
if I do bench press, I gotta stretch a lot because everything's gonna come together. And that was the main thing when I got hurt because my first Pro Bowl year didn't know anything besides lifting a lot. If I did, uh, if I had a bad outing on the game, my punishment was going hard at the gym the next day. So I was
Your
lifting
personal
everything.
punishment, right?
My personal punishment, yes, it was going to the gym for 2 hours and lifting really heavy for a long time, doing everything. So that kind of hurt me on the long process because I pitched the whole year in Pro Bowl in Tampa Bay, and then I went to Winter Ball, and I was doing the same thing the whole year, and I was hurting my shoulder when I was doing that because I was getting tied up, and
You're
then the
too
next
stiff.
day, the next day I had to pitch, and everything, velocity was there, but everything was all over the place, and I was pushing my arm too much. It was not
Okay.
smooth, so that was what made my shoulder pop.
Okay.
So I learned from that and talking to the trainers every time I was doing rehab and asking questions every time. That was the main thing that teach me how my body was working and what was right to do when I was lifting.
Okay. You do a lot of you said you work a lot in explosiveness. You do a lot of band, like
Yes,
those type
I
of
look
bands, like not
ba-
arm bands, but like on like
bands. Yes,
runnings and pull the band and stuff like that, and then for the groin, and you do a lot of those
hmm
exercises. Okay.
yes, yes, a lot of
Okay.
that. 3 pound weights. Learn a lot out of about getting stronger with the small muscles, not just the big ones, because actually that's what gets hurt. So getting those ready for that kind of velocity is one of the main things for me.
Okay. Perfect. Are you a long distance runner or sprints?
Sprints.
Sprints.
I did a lot with Chuy. I did a lot of long
No,
distance
es que
running.
ese está loco, corre, y corre, y corre, y corre, y corre, pero tienen los chamorros
Nunca lo
así.
alcancé,
No.
nunca lo alcancé, pero bueno, eso
Nosotros
me
nos
ayudó,
damos
yo
buenos,
creo que sí.
nosotros nos damos un pique ahí, perro.
No, yo para nada. Yo era malo corriendo larga distancia, pero bueno, lo aprendí que no soy bueno en eso y me dediqué a la corrida que es cortita.
Yeah, because now the new school it's more sprints and everything short and quick, explosive. Old school it's
hmm
more long distance
Long
and
distance,
then blah blah
a lot of
blah. I'm
miles,
not
yeah.
saying one is good, one is it depends. Both are great. We do both, but
Yeah,
like I said, it's each one is different. Each
yeah.
person is different too. Uh, so what type of routine after throwing you do? Arm care. There, I heard. I was reading a few messages
Mm,
here that they were saying arm care.
it depends. If you're during the season, you have three different ones, which is bands, manuals with the trainers, and then you do little
Yeah,
weights,
manuals are
three
like
pounders.
right.
Yeah, those, and you go rotate with those three. As you pitch, you go lift, or you do your arm curl first and then go lift. That's during the season. And when I'm not a big off-season guy because I play winter ball every
Yeah,
year.
you're busy all year, so it's kind of tough
Yeah,
for
I
you to.
feel better when I pitch. So I don't really have an off season. It's pretty much a month and a half or maybe two, depending. And I just do either 2 or 3 times a week arm curl.
Okay. So you feel
I
yourself, I'm sorry to interrupt, you feel yourself a better pitcher by throwing the whole year instead of getting that 5 months off and then go back to spring training?
Yes, I feel like I'm still new on this on pro ball, so I still have a lot to learn. Winter ball is for me one of the main things that I learn a lot because we have a bunch of veterans, ex big leaguers, or that they play in Japan or anywhere else. They can teach a lot of stuff. So I like to go there. I do have my own routine in winter ball. I do lift every day in winter ball too. I take it
Explosive
as an
every
off
day?
season.
Explosive every
Mm,
day? Or you go 1 day explosive,
I
two
do
kind of just
I
chill,
do.
and then explosive
So
again? Or
we play from Tuesday to Sundays in winter ball. We rest on Mondays. So I do lower, upper, and then coordination. Coordination. I do have a video of a Japanese guy that we had in San Diego 2 years ago, I believe, and he was one of the main guys that helped me how to push myself to home plate the right way because I was flying open. I was either my face to home to first base, and it was more difficult for me to throw a strike. So I mix it in 2 times a week. Is lower, upper, and I call it my Japanese day. Is so those 3 days, and once again I do lower, upper, and it's the same.
what do you mean about upper body? You say you don't do chest, so what exercises do you do
Pulling.
for upper body?
I do a lot of from
Pull.
down, middle, and upper pulling, and then a lot of bands, and I mix it up. Of course, abs because core is essential too. And what else can I? It's in winter ball because I play every day too. I don't mix it up with a lot of gym. I do it because I want to keep doing something because it's an off season for me. And I either do from 7 to 9 exercises, mix it with stretch, and then I go practice.
So I'm guessing you stretch a lot, right?
Yeah, for me it's a big thing,
Okay.
mainly upper body.
Okay. Who told you that pulling was better for you instead of pushing?
For me, it was me personally. It was getting tight on my chest. Couldn't release actually my arm to throw like I throw because I throw low 3/4, and I feel like if my chest is pulling in, won't let me set free my arm and be as loose as I want to be and throw the fastball as hard as I want.
Okay. I never heard of pushing instead of pulling. Um,
I do pulling,
Pulling
no
instead of
pushing.
pushing. My bad, my bad, my
Yes.
bad.
Yes.
Ahora vamos a ir en español para toda la gente que pidió y porque el tiempo ya se va rápido, ¿no?
Mhm.
Nacido en Ciudad Victoria, México. Fuiste a Hidalgo High School. Jugaste en Galveston Junior College para Coach Silva. Dinos poquito de eso rápido en español para la gente.
Bueno, fueron 4 años en high school, los cuales fue un proceso lento, pues empecé en el segundo equipo, hasta mi segundo año comencé con el equipo número 1 y hasta finales de mi tercer año, que fue mi junior year, ese fue cuando empecé a pichar. Ya mi senior year fue cuando ya me convertí un poquito más en pitcher y que en realidad yo no era el pitcher número 1 en aquel entonces, era simplemente llenando un lugar.
Ok. A mí me dijeron aquí que te robabas pelotas ahí en el VP de Galveston para llevárselas al pueblo. Te digo que uno de los fun
Sí,
facts
pues.
que me llegó por aquí por email.
Sí,
Cuéntame eso
pues
de que te robabas pelotas, a ver.
cuando uno estaba en el pueblo, yo creo que se emocionaba más al ver una pelota nueva que cualquier otra cosa. Entonces, eso es lo que yo hacía. Si yo veía una pelota buena, una pelota blanquita, la juntaba y a
Un
fin de año me las
coquito.
llevaba. Sí, me las llevaba para el rancho y ya las regalaba a él y a las personas que jugaban todos los domingos, pues, donde yo
Ok.
jugaba.
Fuiste a Galveston, jugaste el primer año, estabas de 90, 92, 93, 94. El segundo año te lastimaste. Y luego fue
Ujú,
el tryout con Tampa Bay. Recuerden que no estaba listo para irse a una 4-year, que era una División 1, División 2, solo a la ruta
ujú.
de NAA, que no está mal, pero mira, por algo pasan las cosas. Cuéntanos ese tiempo en Galveston, aparte de que te robaba las pelotas para irte
Sí,
a
a ver,
llevártelas.
pues el primer año todo bien, gracias a Dios, sano, escuela todo bien, llegamos muy lejos para lo que esperaban de nosotros y mi segundo año me lastimé haciendo ejercicios incorrectos en el gimnasio y pues me perdí todo el año, no pude más, no pude hacer redshirt, entonces no recuperé ese año en Yuko, me lo perdí, regresé a México y al regresar de México se me presentó la oportunidad de ir a un tryout de Tampa Bay, al cual yo no estaba listo y pues me convencieron que era la mejor opción y que en realidad solamente era un ratito de béisbol. Y ese ratito de béisbol fue lo que me
La
ayudó a
oportunidad.
llegar hacia la oportunidad.
Vamos a saludar aquí a Josué Matos. Eso es jalapeño, güey, dice. Es el pitching coach de Minor Leagues de Mets. Firmaste con Tampa. Tampa Bay te cambió. Duraste
Ujú.
lastimado con Tampa. Cuéntanos un poquito el proceso de ligas menores para la gente, por favor.
En ligas menores, yo llegué el 2014, fue cuando presenté primero, no llegué a Sprint Training, no tuve invitación de Sprint Training ni de ligas menores, entonces yo llegué a Extended solamente, que son 3 meses en Florida. Entonces ahí estuve 3 meses, fue cuando en realidad tuve un salto en mi velocidad de 93, 94 a 98, 99, que fue mi primer año profesional. Y terminando ese año, en el 2014, me cambiaron para San Diego.
Ok, debutaste el 2019. Gracias a Dios
Así es.
debutaste. Fue una larga historia para llegar ahí, ¿no?
Ujú.
Ah, Cuéntanos poquito de la carne guisada esa con tortillas hechas a mano que hace tu mamá. Me dijeron que está Grandes
No,
Ligas.
hombre, eso es lo mejor. Más allá de Grandes Ligas, yo creo.
Sí, me dijo el chivo,
Pues
dile eso, que estoy esperando la mía acá en Texas.
lo esperábamos, todos los roomies que yo tenía ahí, esperábamos a mamá cada 2 semanas, porque iban de visita y nos hacían de comer a todos. No,
Eso es
mamá hacía sus tortillas ya sea de harina o a mano. Mm, Apenas, eso nos revivía para aguantar otras 2 semanas ahí nosotros haciéndonos de comer.
cogiendo lucha, como decimos, ¿no?
Sí, no,
Le,
hombre.
le vamos a mandar saludos aquí a Sebastián Flores, un chamaquito de Tijuana que viene aquí a batear. ¿Qué fue el cambio de Reyes en ese entonces, época de tus primeros años como profesional, de 88-94, el Reyes de 95 a 100?
La disciplina en el gimnasio y los ejercicios correctos para un pitcher.
Ok,
Este,
háblanos de una vez sobre todos esos ejercicios, por favor.
sí, uno cuando está, pues, ya sea en la high school o en la universidad de Yuko, la información que tenemos no es tan grande, entonces uno hace lo que puede, en realidad trabajas de todo y por varias horas. Entonces, al llegar al béisbol profesional fue que me enseñaron, mira, todo esto es lo correcto, esto es lo que hay, esto es lo que puedes hacer para mejorar tu velocidad y tu coordinación. Y eso fue lo que yo me llené de eso y pues en lugar de trabajar tanto en lo incorrecto y no saber utilizarlo, agarré lo poco que es y lo correcto que se necesita para avanzar como pitcher y no sobre en general ya sea posición, un abridor o un relevo.
¿Qué es lo correcto para ti? Hablando de lo correcto, lo incorrecto, ¿qué es lo correcto para ti? Lo que Reyes hizo que es lo correcto para él. ¿Qué tipo de
Para
workout?
mí lo correcto es más pierna, más explosivo en la pierna y para mí en realidad no me ayuda tanto lo que es hacer pecho. Entonces yo utilizo más lo que es la espalda y los hombros. para mí los ejercicios son más de jalar que de empujar. Entonces, esa es una de las claves para mí para mantenerme más sano sobre todo y saber utilizar mi espalda porque es lo que en realidad me ayuda a desacelerar la velocidad de mi brazo, que es lo que me tiene que proteger porque mi lesión fue de hombro y fue una de las razones cuando estaba haciendo demasiado gimnasio incorrectamente y que yo hacía todo pensando que me iba a ayudar cuando era al revés, que me estaba perjudicando tanto ejercicio y tanto músculo apretado. No me ayudaba en mi velocidad, entonces eso fue lo que hizo que mi hombro se
Se
deshiciera.
apretara. Aquí están
Sí.
preguntando, what kind of information you get from Trevor Hoffman?
Pues yo soy nuevo, yo todavía me
Todavía no
mantengo
te
un
ha tocado
poquito
algo. Ajá.
bajo, ajá, yo me mantengo un poquito bajo en el clubhouse, yo solamente me dicen, mira, ve para allá y voy para allá, o yo solamente escucho, todavía
Sí,
no opino tanto, me gusta estar un poquito bajo en el
en el
profile, como
perfil.
dicen, sí, porque uno todavía está aprendiendo, soy nuevo en el clubhouse de Grandes Ligas y me gusta primero aprender antes de opinar.
Sí, qué bueno. Qué bueno. Ligas, haces muchas ligas, ligas explosivas, ligas para el brazo. Dice
Sí,
el
yo hago
padre
mucha
Chango.
liga, igual, como te digo, es liga jalando, la liga de los ejercicios que nos ponen a nosotros una rutina, y pesitas y manuales, que nos lo hacemos con
Jagger
los
bands.
trainers.
¿Usas Jagger bands o qué tipo de ligas
No,
usas?
¿cuáles son esos?
Las Jagger bands, las que están los dos que te las pones en la muñeca y das.
Ah, sí, esas son. Sí,
Ok,
esas
ok,
exactamente las que utilizo.
ok. Haces mucho core, mucho lower back,
Sí,
con
pues lo
ligas.
principal para mí es lower body and core. Esas son
Ok,
una de las dos principales. Ya, como dice, el ritmo viene con lo del brazo y la espalda. Entonces, son en realidad pocos ejercicios que yo utilizo. No soy de hacer 2, 3 horas de gimnasio. Solamente pongo lo que aprendo y lo que les enseño a mis músculos, los pongo juntos y con la coordinación. Eso es todo.
ok, cuando estás haciendo gimnasio, me imagino que son entre media hora y 45 minutos lo que haces de gimnasio, a lo que más o menos escucho.
Ujú.
Haces sets de intensidad y ahí haces a la misma vez estás haciendo cardio o haces un set, descansas, otro set? Platícanos un poquito de eso.
Quizás en organizaciones son diferentes, cada quien tiene su estilo de trabajo, pero como nosotros lo hacemos tienes 2 ejercicios, tú decides, tú vas con el trainer y le decides, mira, hoy quiero trabajar arriba o abajo, o incluso puedes juntar los dos y hacer un tercero. Entonces, normalmente hago primero un día abajo y luego arriba el siguiente. Entonces, al escoger uno de abajo, te dan una hoja en la que vienen 2 ejercicios de lower body y el tercero siempre es un estiramiento.
Ok,
Entonces, haces esos 3 ejercicios 3 veces, dependiendo ya de las repeticiones que te ponga el trainer. Es eso. Y luego vuelves y cambias los siguientes 3 ejercicios, al igual, 2 ejercicios y el tercero es un estiramiento. Así
ok.
siempre va. Siempre
Siempre,
tenemos
siempre.
incluido un estiramiento entre los 2 ejercicios que tenemos. Y normalmente hacemos algunos 12 ejercicios estando en sprint training,
Sí,
que es cuando estaba haciendo más fuerza.
más,
Pues
exacto.
en temporada es un poco diferente.
Ok. En temporada más o menos
Ujú.
la rutina que es, yo sé que es difícil porque estás viajando mucho.
Sí, bueno, pues en AAA sí es un poquito más difícil. En Grandes Ligas te facilitan las cosas con los gimnasios en los estadios. Entonces, ahí en realidad es más cómo sientes tu cuerpo. Tienes que aprender a sentir tu cuerpo porque son 164 juegos, es demasiado largo. Entonces, uno como relevo tienes que estar disponible todos los juegos. Solamente si ya pichaste 4 días seguidos, entonces pues sí te dan descanso. Pero en realidad tienes que estar disponible todos los días al momento que ellos decidan meterte. Entonces,
Ok.
tú vas conociendo tu cuerpo y decides qué es lo que tú quieres hacer en el gimnasio y el trainer se ajusta a ti.
Aquí me están, gracias por eso, por esa información muy buena. Aquí me están
Ujú.
diciendo, ¿cuál es la química de tu catcher contigo? Tú que eres pitcher, ¿cómo haces para mantener esa química? ¿Y quién es el jugador que más te llevas con los Padres de San Diego?
Con los Padres de San Diego, pues yo creo con Muñoz,
Ok,
con Andrés
sí.
Muñoz, el otro mexicano. Antes era el Urias, pero lo cambiaron para Milwaukee y pues
A ver si me
ahora
lo,
ahí está.
a ver si me lo
A,
pones, porque aquí me lo están pidiendo mucho.
a ver si se deja, aquí anda conmigo, aquí estamos
Sí, sí,
entrenando
sí, sí.
en San Carlos. Sí, con
Y,
ellos y con lo del catcher, en realidad yo soy muy simple. Yo picho de una manera que trato de hacer todo más simple porque el juego se va muy rápido. Entonces, como te digo, yo soy nuevo en esto, e intento hacer lo más simple posible porque a la hora del juego se apresura tanto el juego que uno no sabe qué pensar. Entonces, si yo ya lo tengo simple y mi catcher sabe lo que quiero en tales situaciones, para mí es excelente no estar perdiendo tiempo y pichar lo más rápido posible en el juego.
ok. Hey, gracias a Dios estás en la Liga Nacional, ¿no? A ver si te toca un turnito. Me dijo el chico que te dijera eso, que porque estabas aferrado en Yuko de meterte a la jaula y macanear y el Silva te sacaba de para allá.
Ya agarré un turno, fíjate, ya tengo
¿Y
un
qué tal?
turno allá arriba, 3 rectas por el medio, un ponche, entonces no
¿Qué
te puedo
querías,
prometer
no?
mucho. Pues
¿Qué
sí, también
querías?
estaba 97 sinqueado, yo no puedo, pues tenía como
Oye,
7 años sin ver una pelota así.
ahí está el karma,
Mm,
ahí
Pues
está
sí,
el
güey,
karma.
está muy difícil.
Algo que le quieras decir a los chamaquitos de aquí de Chulavista, Tijuana, de esta área de aquí, ¿qué les recomiendas a los pitchers más que nada?
A los pitchers, que aprendan a escuchar a su brazo. En ocasiones es mejor descansar un día o tirar un poco menos que a tirar largo porque el programa lo dice. Tienes que saber entender si el brazo está disponible para ese día. Hay ocasiones que sí tienes que empujar un poquito más para que ganes un poquito de estamina. Y ¿qué más te puedo decir? Pues eso es todo, porque en realidad si lo principal es estar sano. Si no
Exacto.
estás sano, no puedes enseñar lo que tú en realidad tienes para apoyar en el equipo. Y pues con eso es, porque si estás sentado en la banca lesionado, no hay forma de enseñar lo que uno tiene.
Exacto. Algo chistoso. Cuéntanos de tu desayuno, esos los dos pancakes que les daban, pero tú te robabas uno y para hacerlo tres. Cuéntame de eso.
Bueno, yo tenía un contrato con la señora de la cocina. Ella me daba un tercero sin que yo le dijera a nadie, pues.
Al sordón.
Sí. Entonces ese era un secreto de ella y yo nada más.
Ok, súper bien. Bueno, pues yo te voy a dejar. Vamos a terminar con 10 preguntas. 10 preguntas, ya sea A o B, se puede decir rapid fire, ¿no? ¿Qué
Ujú.
prefieres, estar en la playa o estar en el rancho? ¿Jugaste en San
En
Diego o
el
eres de
rancho.
Texas? En el rancho.
Ujú.
Chips, papas o chocolate.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Rudy's o Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
No, qué pues.
Está mejor.
A mí me gusta el Rudy's, el, ah,
El-
el sándwich que hacen ahí.
Nada como un
Steak,
steak.
steak o aguachiles.
Ah, si el
Depende del
aguachile
día, ¿no?
sí, depende del día y si estamos en Sonora, un aguachile.
Ah, traer tenis o botas,
Fíjate que soy más de tenis, pero también me pongo mis botas.
las botonas,
Mm, mm.
cerveza o vino.
Tequila.
Vámonos. Y entonces, para calentar ahí en el clavito, ¿ah?
Es claro.
La séptima entrada. No, que te decía, muchas gracias, Pollo. Muchas gracias por tenernos. Aquí San Diego es tu casa, juegas en San Diego. Aquí estamos a 15 minutos, 20 minutos. Ya se hizo sonorense el room. Mira, empezó contigo, Chuy, ahí la de Sonora, pues ahí de San Luis.
Y él ya se hizo de Texas, que no se
Sí, no,
haga.
ya se hizo tejano, él ya
Ujú.
siempre me habla y habla como tejano ya. Yo,
Exacto,
dice
sí,
nomás.
sí, sí. Bueno, no, pues
Ah,
muchas gracias a ti por darme tu tiempo y aquí estamos cualquier cosa, ya sabes.
no, gracias. Esperemos que haya temporada, esperemos vernos ahí, ponernos en contacto y te mandé a hacer una camiseta, a todos los que estén entrevistando, una camiseta ahí para el Grind. Ya tengo la tuya, José, nomás aguántame las aguas. Y estamos en contacto, muchas gracias, te deseo salud, lo mejor y vamos para arriba, Clásico Mundial, si Dios quiere, el año que viene o en 2 años, ya dije, aunque a lo mejor lo movía.
Va, pues, estamos en
Ahí
contacto.
estamos.